Hey everyone, Pollywog here, and today's mini lesson that I will be doing is tempera pour painting. You will get to make your very own pour painted canvas using the supplies in your kit. So in your kit you've got a jar of tempera paint. You've got 2 canvases that, yes, are already painted and decorated, but we are going to be upcycling them because the people who painted these chose not to keep them and they wanted them to be turned into other crafts. So it's okay that your canvas is already covered in paint and different decoration. It'll be able to be totally covered just like this one was once we do our pour painting. So for those of you who have never done pour painting before, we typically use acrylic paint when we do this project, but acrylic paint can be a little more expensive and you use a lot of paint when you do this. So I thought it would be fun to do this with tempera paint, and tempera paint is very washable. So if you do get it on your hands, get it on your clothes, it should wash out. Now, before I get started showing you how to do this project, I highly recommend that you have a craft tray of some sort, or maybe a tablecloth or a butcher paper, something that you don't mind getting paint on underneath your canvas. So mine will be like that. And then I also recommend that you have an artist towel handy. And this is just something that you don't mind getting dirty so that you can wipe your hands on it as you go. This is a really quick project, so I recommend that you watch my video first and then try the pour painting on your own, but I have included 2 canvases just in case you want to do it twice. I do want these little jars of paint back once they're empty, so you can turn it back in once you are all done. I'm going to go ahead and rotate my camera so that you can see what I'm doing, and I'll still be talking throughout the video, but that way you'll be able to see my tray. So give me just one moment. I'm gonna pause the video and get it going. Okay, so I've got my canvas ready, I've got my tray ready, I've got my artist towel off to the side, and now I'm gonna go ahead and open my jar of paint. Now this is a ton of paint, so make sure you don't pour it all on your canvas at once. I'm just gonna go ahead and pour a little bit into the center of my canvas. I'm gonna set my jar off to the side, and then I'm gonna use gravity to rotate my canvas and spread out the paint. I also like to tap it, and that also helps the paint travel quickly. But when I tap it, I want to be sure that I'm not just sending all of it off the sides of the canvas. This is a lot of paint I have on here, so I want to just try tapping it around all different directions until that paint is totally covering my canvas. You can see the paint going all different directions. At some points I might need to add a little more paint. It looks like I'm there right now, so I'm just going to add a little bit more. Now that paint is really moving. And I'm just going to keep doing this until my canvas is all covered, or until it's as covered as I want it to look. And if you just tilt it in one direction like I'm doing, the paint does eventually start seeping down to get to those spots that it hasn't reached yet. So it's just kind of using gravity to help us get that paint all the way all over our canvas. I've already pre-mixed your containers, so you don't really need to mix them up in any way. You can if you want to. I have found that the process works a little bit better if you don't mix up the paints. But if you want to explore that option, that's totally fine with me. So as you can see, I almost have those bottom edges covered. I'm just going to keep tapping. Awesome. So as you can see, I've got this beautiful design going on my canvas, and every design is going to look a little different because it's all going to be based on how your canvas tilts and what direction it goes. It does take a while to dry, so you'll want to leave this canvas to dry for probably the rest of the day. As you can see, I still have a lot of paint in mine, so you'll still have plenty of paint to do both canvases if you choose to. If you don't, you're welcome to use the paint for something else. Once you're all done, you can rinse the paint jar out and return it to Thrive. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me with that mini lesson, and I can't wait to see you for the next. See you later.